Hi, and welcome to In the Front Row, all things news, reviews, and interviews. My name is Jamie Lee, and today I'm doing a review of The Boys episode 4 of season 3. And we've just found out that The Boys will be getting a season 4. I mean, of course, it's going to get a season 4. It's The Boys, and everybody loves watching it. But I'm super excited to hear that news. And yeah, I can't wait for the rest of this season and also for season 4. Obviously, this season started out with a bang, it had the real wow factor, but I really enjoyed this episode the most because I feel like this episode had the most story and had the most like tension or like build up to what's to come. And it really challenged me to thinking like, what's going to happen, or like, I don't know, I just had so many questions about this episode specifically and what's to come. So I really liked that. I think my favorite thing about this episode was the reassurance, I guess, that it gave me to do with Billy. When I first saw in the teaser, I think it was, where he got the superpowers, I was sort of like, and it defeated the whole purpose as to why I liked the show and to why I liked Billy. I mean, Billy to me is arrogant, strong-willed, and let's say reckless. I think they're like the best ways to describe him. So adding superpowers to that, I was really hesitant, like, oh, where is this going to go? But then him having the heart to heart, I guess, with MM about, why he recruited MM back, and that he's, a leader and he brings the boys together, and hearing that Butcher doesn't see himself as that reassured me that, he's happy to die. He's happy to do this because he has a goal in mind of killing Homelander. He's not becoming a superhero because he wants to be a superhero and he wants power and things like that. He's doing it for the greater good, I guess you could say. And then they gave me something even scarier. Hughie with superpowers. I mean, I was worried about Butcher having them, but having Hughie have them, I am not down for that. At least with Butcher, he had guts and he was driven. Hughie is like this emotional wreck, and, he's wanting powers for all the wrong reasons. He wants them because his girlfriend is more powerful than him, or, she outshines him, I guess. No pun intended there. But he needs her to defend him, and that's embarrassing to him. I don't know, but he's doing it for all the wrong reasons, and that's very scary. And I just really hated seeing him so smug and so proud that he had powers and that he'd like took a guy out or whatever, that he was in control now. And everybody else was looking at him like, why? Why did you do that? And yeah, I don't know. It was just really powerful to me to hear, Butcher say to him, these powers are a punishment. They're not powers, they're punishment. And yeah, so why does he want that, basically? I think it's just going to be disastrous. And speaking of disastrous, why did Billy open that chamber? That was always going to be bad. He's got superpowers and he's like, let's see what's in here. No, don't do that. But I did love how that scene completely mimicked, like Captain America coming out of the chamber when he was like going from skinny to this like fully built hottie, you know what I mean? That scene was like identical to Cap coming out of that chamber. And even the way that he, like stumbled on out, I just totally love how this show like mimics and mocks and imitates those Marvel movies or superhero movies in general. But yeah, I really, really enjoy those scenes. And I mean, this guy ain't going to be Captain America. Do you know what I mean? He is going to be bad. They have been setting that up for a while. With Ashley comparing the stats between Homelander and Soldier Boy. And Homelander, he sort of knows that Soldier Boy is up there in his league sort of thing. He was the leader of the Payback, just like Homelander's the leader of the Seven. So yeah, I think he's a real force to be reckoned with. And then obviously he was strong then, but now he's been like jacked up and he's been juiced up on like Green V. So he's going to be really, really powerful, I think. And just seeing him come out of the chamber and like go at Frenchie like that, he had no emotion, you know what I mean? Like there was nothing there. So it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts with other people or other soups, because they just like let him go out into the wild, okay, bye. So it'd be interesting to see where they go with Soldier Boy there. And poor Frenchie, he almost copped the full force of Soldier Boy. But I feel like they're gonna kill off Frenchie this season, and I really don't want them to because I love Frenchie. He's probably one of my favorite characters. But I feel like we're looking that, like Kamiko's gonna die, but that's a little bit too obvious. And, she's got regen powers, so obviously I don't think she's gonna die. But I do feel like the conversation that she had with Frenchie about always, feeling controlled and used as a weapon by Butcher, and that, she just wants to run away. I feel like by killing off Frenchie, and him maybe telling her something, or Butcher maybe comforting her in some way, that will bring them closer together. And Butcher will sort of, take her under his wing a little bit, and she will become that OP girl, that we used to know, because she's sort of fallen flat a little bit recently, and I'm not quite sure where her storyline was heading, because it's quite sad. She was really sad with the kids at Vortland. She wanted to see all the kids happy and whatnot, and they saw her as a monster. And then the same with the girls in this episode. She could relate to them because she felt like she was being sold, or not sold, but like used, and as were these girls, and she thought that she could relate to them, and they thought of her as a monster. So her storyline's very sad, and I feel like it would be really wasteful to kill her off, whereas to kill off Frenchie, something could come from that, I guess. But I gotta say, even though she's got a really sad storyline, the scenes with Kamiko like fighting the bad guys with the dildos and stuff, that was probably like the greatest scene of the episode, especially when she launched that like Starr vibrator and it like launched into the guy's neck, and then it's just, like vibing around and the blood's oozing out, and I just go, oh my God, this show, honestly, it just never ceases to amaze me. It just goes above and beyond every single time, and that was definitely one of the moments that was pretty cool. And I'm getting really excited for what's to come with Homelander. I feel like, they've been talking about him being unhinged and unpredictable and this really bad guy for a while now, and I feel like in this episode we saw it, or not necessarily saw it, but we saw the aftermath of it. I didn't like where they were heading with the whole Adam and Annie history or whatever. I get that was in there for a reason, but yeah, she was like really leading him on, and that pissed me off a little bit because she's like, oh, we've got history, and remember when we did this, la la la, we're in love. And then when he came on a bit strong, she was like, oh no, I'm with Hughie. And then she'd be like, yeah, but remember when we did this, I'm with Hughie. And it was like, ugh, get over it. Okay, we get it. So seeing him dead for me was really exciting, because I was like, yes, that is the Homelander that I want to see. That is the Homelander that I think everybody wants to see. He's in control, and he's basically saying like, this is going to be Hughie, fucking cross me again, and that is going to be Hughie. And that is so bad, and I like it. That is Homelander with power. That is Homelander unhinged. That is unpredictable Homelander. But that leads me to my question part of the whole episode. Is he unpredictable? Like, is he so unpredictable that to Stan Edgar, he is predictable? Because I feel like that scene, Victoria throwing him under the bus like that, I feel like it's a setup for some reason. I don't know. He just seemed so calm, cool, collected when he was, had the whole world crashing down on him, essentially. He's lost his power, supposedly. So why was he so cool about it? I feel like there's something else going on there. And I feel like maybe he's, tied these strings, and he's like waiting for Homelander to pull them. You know what I mean? Like, he's really in control, and he knows what Homelander is gonna do, sort of, and that's what he wants him to do. That's what I feel like's happening there. Another question I have is to do with Vicky. I'm not quite sure what her motives are. I feel like she got into Parliament to be Stan Edgar's like little puppet in there and to eliminate the soups. So I'm not quite sure why she's creating a soup. And I don't know if that's as simple as, she wants her and her daughter to be able to defend themselves, and it's like us against the world sort of thing, and to protect themselves from people like Homelander, who are very powerful. But I don't know. I just feel like, why would you be doing that when you know what that was like, and you can clearly hear how painful that is for your daughter? So I'm not quite sure what that was all about. And if I'm being honest, I kind of want to see her use her powers a little bit more. She is a really, really powerful soup, like she can pop people's heads like that. So is she really that terrified of Homelander? Like, I know he's scary, but is he really that scary that you think you can't defeat him? Like, just have a little battle with him, you know what I mean? Like, bruise him a little bit, pop off a finger or something. I don't know, but I just feel like she's so powerful, and yet she's so terrified of Homelander. And I'd kind of want to see them have a little go, but we didn't see that. But maybe we will in the future. Who knows? My last question is to do with the Deep. What is going on there? You know, like, obviously, he's the puppet of his girlfriend. You know, his girlfriend says this and he does it or whatever. But who is her, you know, ties to? Is it to Stan Edgar? You know, is the cult something to do with Stan Edgar, the church, whatever it was? Or does it have something to do with Homelander? Because Homelander lately has been, not just in this episode, like, yes, in this episode, he did favor the Deep and, you know, protected the Deep and was like, yeah, A-Train, you know, go rest your legs. But also in other episodes, you know, in the one where the Deep was getting interviewed before Homelander, and, you know, he was always sort of like favoring the Deep for some reason. So I wonder if, you know, that's linked to the church and the cult to do with Homelander. I'm not quite sure, but I'm curious to see about that as well. If I could fault one thing in the series, it would be like the Ashley scenes, you know, like her ripping out her hair, her sleeping with people. And in this one, you know, her mimicking Homelander's behavior, literally imitating his words to the reporter or whatever. And I think they're trying to show that, you know, that controlling behavior or that manipulative behavior is like rubbing off on people. But I don't know, it's just to me. Like, all of her scenes are a bit But yeah, this episode I didn't think was very or as funny, and it wasn't as gory, I don't think, or maybe I'm just immune to all the gore because there's so much thrown in your face all the time. But I really liked the storyline of it and what they're building up to in this, and I really like good stories anyway. And I feel like this had it, you know, and it had a lot of unpredictable things. Like, I was not expecting Vicky to throw Stan Edgar under the bus. I was not expecting Homelander, even though I wanted him to kill Starlight's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatever the hell he was. And I was not expecting Hughie to become like a soup, even if it is temporary. I was not expecting that. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. And yeah, if you like this video, can you please give it a like? And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel and then head on over to my Instagram and give me a follow over there as well, please. Okay, sweet as. Have a good day. Bye.